Hi folks, and welcome back to another Philosophy Club. Okay, so for this week's Philosophy Club, we're going to ask the ancient philosophical question, can you step in the same river twice? What do you think? And you might ask yourself, why this question, Ian? Why is this even a problem? I never think about it. Well, do think about it. The river is constantly changing through time. The water flows on and on, the fish swim by, the rocks and the riverbed get eroded by the water. All of this takes place in between the first time you step foot in the water and the next. Even if you did it really quickly, these changes happen on very small, very fast levels, and also very large levels that change over time. But common sense tells us that it's the same river, right? Because if it wasn't the same river, then we'd have two rivers. A river for each time we stood in it. And the river would keep being a new river every time we did, which doesn't sit with what common sense tells us, because there isn't a multitude of different rivers, there's just the one river. So, is it the same river? Ancient philosopher Heraclitus didn't think so. He said that the world was always in a constant state of flux. The river, and everything else, including you and I, are constantly changing. But, is there a solution to this problem? Perhaps. But to get there, we have to look at the words that we use in the question, especially what we mean when we say the word same. Because we can use the word same to mean different things, so we're going to talk about two different types of sameness. So, if I put two different DVDs of the hit comedy Shrek on the screen, you would say that they're the same but different. Why would you say that? Well, they're the same film, they have the same cover, they have the same case, they have the same words in the back, and the disc inside is the same, and it contains the same film and the same content. So they're the same in that sense. And we would call this sameness qualitative. Or to put it more simply, the two DVDs are the same because they share the same qualities. But they are also two different, separate things. Now, the other type of sameness that we can think about is called numerical sameness. With numerical sameness, the quality of something can change, but it remains the same thing. So think about if you're getting your hair cut. Your hair changes and the quality of your hair changes, but you stay the same throughout. So if we go back to our river question, we see that even though the qualities of the river change over time, it numerically stays the same. The flowing water, the fish swimming by, the eroding rocks and riverbed are like you when you get your hair cut. So, it looks like common sense was right, but we had to take a detour into the meanings of words to get there. Sometimes in life, and not just philosophy, the way people use words, deliberately or not, can trick us. In the case of our question, can you step in the same river twice, we had to look at the use of the word same to realize that it can be used in two different ways. Just because the river won't be qualitatively the same as the river we stepped in before, it doesn't mean that it won't be numerically the same. Okay, that's it for this week. I'll talk to you again next week. In the meantime, take care.